What up guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Josh and today we're going to be building a timer with all code. Yeah, we're not going to use any UI objects or anything like that. We're just going to code it out from scratch. Only going to use the view controller. I didn't mention it before, but it's going to be a single view application. Once you've done that, go straight into the view controller and we'll start building from here. First, we're going to build some timer properties and then some labels and some buttons. But I'll come back and explain more in detail. Let's go, y'all. So all I've done here is I've created a timer up the top, var timer. Seconds, how many seconds I want my timer. Then I went timer label, start button. So that's the label and the button. And then I made a private function, view setup. So I've declared in there a stop button and a restart button. I gave it a frame and a CG rect. So that's a 0, X, 0, Y, and height and width and all that. Just positioning, really. Let's keep going. So, because we're not dragging and dropping a button across from the objects, we have to set out all the properties for the button manually. So I want to change the background color to black. I'm going to set the title to start for .normal, so that's just a normal button. Don't want to go too jazzy with this one. Set title color, I'm going to set it to white because we've got a black background. Set title label .font. Change it to whatever font you want, and then you can change the font size there of how big you want your title of the button to be. The add target, that's where we get the action from. It's like an IB action for a button. And then layer.corner radius is just going to put a chamfer on the corners. Once you've done that, you want to go ahead and just do the exact same thing, but for all the other buttons, except for the stop button. We're going to add a little jazzy thing there, just to center it and keep it in the middle of the screen, because I want it to start on the left, stop in the middle, restart on the right. So here is where we did this little jazzy thing for the stop button to make it center as possible. You know, center, that bad boy. Stop button.center equals self, so the view that we're working with, the one that we have, .view.center. So that's just going to center it. After that, we're going to continue just doing the exact same thing we've done for the start button, and then we're going to do it for the restart button. I could copy and paste all this, but I just find it better practice to write it all out. That way it just, you know, helps your coding skills really. So now we've created all the Objective-C functions that will be running through the buttons once they're pressed. You need to use the Objective-C because you're using a hashtag selector and you're selecting the Objective-C functions. So we've got Objective-C function for start, stop, restart, and then an update timer which will be running through the timer function. So here you can see what our buttons will look like once you've set up your scene to look like mine. So we're going to have 3 buttons across the middle: start, stop, restart. Now we're going to move on to the label, set up the label. We want it just above those buttons, and then we're going to wire in all these little buttons to do things. Let's go. Okay, so the label is done. And the good thing about Xcode is most of the properties for buttons or UI objects are the same for other things. So with the label we just did label.text, set the text to 60 seconds. Then we got text alignment, we got the text font, and then we got the frame where it's going to be, how big it's going to be. And then we self.view.add subview, add it to the view. So the Objective-C function update timer is now complete. What it's going to do is going to format our string, so it's going to work as the 60.00. It's going to take 0.01 off the time. It's going to set the label to be my time float, and if the timer is set to 0, stop the timer and restart it. So we've gone ahead and finished the restart button and the stop button. Restart button is going to set our seconds back to 60. It's going to change the label back to 60 as well. And it's going to stop the timer. Stop timer, what's it going to do is it's going to stop the timer. So here we go, it's running, start, stop, stop, restart. And now, once I go ahead and mash the start button a few times, it keeps speeding up our timer and running it faster and faster and faster. So there's a simple way to stop that, and that's why we called start button up the top and not in the setup. What's my secret to stopping the timer from speeding up if you're mashing the start button? It's simple. Start button is enabled. False. Disable the button once you press it. So you can only re-enable it by clicking stop or restart. Well, that was my timer tutorial. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And if you're enjoying my content, please let me know in the comment section below. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, y'all.